Today, we're talking about something that may seem uncomfortable at first, but actually reveals deep psychological truths. The personality traits of people who have few or no friends. And no, this isn't about loneliness as a problem, quite the opposite. Carl Jung discovered that such people often possess rare qualities that set them apart as psychologically exceptional. In a society that measures worth by friend counts and social circles, we tend to believe that having many friends is the goal. But is that really true? In this video, I'll share 5 fascinating personality traits that Jung observed in people who have few friends. Traits that show deep psychological growth. And believe me, after understanding Jung's perspective, you'll see solitude with completely different eyes. The first trait that having few friends can reveal is authenticity. Many think that someone without friends must be awkward or difficult, but in reality, it's often a sign of remarkable genuineness. And Carl Jung understood this better than anyone. Think about it. How many people today truly dare to be themselves? Most are constantly wearing what Jung called the persona, a social mask designed to please others and fit in. They conform to expectations, follow the crowd, and hide their true nature behind a carefully crafted image. People with few friends, on the other hand, have done something incredibly rare. They've removed the mask. They've stopped playing the social game. Jung himself said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that's exactly what these individuals have chosen: authenticity over popularity. When you spend time in solitude, you develop an incredible inner strength to remain true to yourself, even when social pressure demands something different. You follow your own values, your own principles, your own inner compass. You're not swept away by the opinions of the majority. These people have their own style, their own tastes, their own way of moving through the world. They don't copy trends or mold themselves to fit in. And in our world today, where everyone is desperately trying to match some acceptable image, that is truly extraordinary. But here's what Jung knew. Living authentically often means standing alone. Why? Because when you remove your persona and show your true self, many people feel uncomfortable. Your authenticity holds up a mirror to their own masks, and not everyone is ready to see that reflection. So yes, authenticity might mean fewer friends, but it also means living from your genuine self rather than from a false persona. And that is a form of psychological freedom most people never experience. The second trait is independence. Those with few friends usually develop an impressive inner strength, the ability not to depend on others for their sense of worth or happiness. And this was central to Jung's entire understanding of psychological growth. Look around you. How many people constantly seek validation from outside themselves? How many check their phones obsessively for likes and comments? How many can't spend a single evening alone without feeling anxious or lost? People who have learned to stand on their own are fundamentally different. They make decisions by themselves, solve their problems independently, and take full responsibility for their lives. Jung called this psychological independence from the collective, the ability to break free from the herd mentality that controls most people. Jung himself experienced this during what he called his confrontation with the unconscious. After his break with Freud, he spent years in isolation, drawing strength entirely from within. He didn't need the approval of the psychological establishment. He didn't need external validation. He trusted his own inner experience, even when the entire world thought he was losing his mind. This is the journey of individuation, learning to find your center within yourself, rather than in the opinions and approval of others. While most people remain trapped by social obligations and the constant need for external reassurance, you have discovered something far more valuable: inner freedom. Freedom to pursue your own path. Freedom to live by your own rules. Freedom to find satisfaction within yourself rather than constantly searching for it in others. In a world where most people are psychologically dependent on the collective, this independence is true power. You're not a leaf blown by the wind of public opinion. You're rooted in your own ground, drawing nourishment from your own depths. And that is exactly what Jung meant by becoming an individual. Someone who stands alone, complete within themselves. The third trait is selectivity. And this is not arrogance or elitism, it's psychological wisdom. If you have few friends, it may be because you set high standards for your relationships, and according to Jung, that's a sign of psychological maturity. You don't seek friendships just to fill a social void or ease the discomfort of being alone. You consciously choose people who truly fit you, who resonate with your authentic self. While many remain in shallow or even toxic relationships out of fear of loneliness, you're different, you're selective. Jung understood this deeply. After his painful break with Freud, he became extraordinarily careful about who he let into his inner circle. He knew that the wrong relationships could pull him back into collective thinking, could compromise his individuation process. He protected his psychological space like a sacred temple. And that's exactly what you do. You know what you want, and you can sense who is good for you and who isn't. You have clear values, firm boundaries, and a sharp sense for authenticity versus pretense. In a world where many accept any company just to avoid being alone, this ability to discern is a form of self-protection and a sign of inner strength. Better to have one or two true friends who understand you and support your growth than many who only bring noise and distraction into your life. It's like a master chef carefully selecting ingredients, better fewer, but of the highest quality, than filling the kitchen with mediocre products. That's exactly how you treat your relationships. Yes, this selectivity may mean your circle is smaller, but those who are in it have truly earned their place. They've proven themselves worthy of entering your inner world, and that is infinitely more valuable than a long list of superficial contacts who know nothing of your true self. The fourth trait that having few friends can reveal is introspection. This is one of the most powerful qualities you can possess in today's world, and it was the very foundation of Jung's entire life's work. When you don't have many friends, you often develop the extraordinary ability to dive deeply into yourself. It's as if you have access to an entire inner universe that most people never even know exists. Jung knew this better than anyone. He spent years exploring his own unconscious mind, descending into depths that frightened even him. He said, "Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Look around. Most people are constantly focused outward, absorbed by social media, news and trends. They're like leaves in the wind, always driven by external forces, never stopping to look within themselves. But you have developed this rare gift of connecting with your inner world. It's as if you have a personal library, full of thoughts, emotions, dreams, and experiences. You know how to sit alone and explore your own inner treasures. This ability is like a superpower in an overstimulated world. While others desperately search for answers outside themselves, you know that the greatest discoveries are born in the quiet space of your own mind. You can analyze yourself, recognize your deepest motives and desires, and look at your actions with honest eyes. Not to judge yourself harshly, but to grow. This is what Jung called shadow work, the courage to face the hidden parts of yourself that others refuse to see. This inner world that you nurture is like a secret garden that continues to bloom even when the outside world seems chaotic. You may spend more time alone than others, but that time isn't wasted. It's invested in the most valuable thing there is, self-knowledge. And that is a treasure no one can ever take from you. The fifth and final trait is psychological evolution. Having few friends can show that you are what Jung called an individuated person, someone undergoing a profound transformation that most people will never experience. Jung said, The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And that journey, the path of individuation, is often a lonely one. It requires you to break away from the collective, to question everything society taught you, and to integrate parts of yourself that others deny or suppress. Picture it like this. While most people remain trapped in unconscious patterns, living out scripts written by society, family, and culture, you have developed something far more valuable. Conscious awareness, emotional maturity, and psychological wisdom. It's as if you're looking at the world from the top of a mountain while others remain in the valley below. Your perspective is wider, clearer, and deeper. You see connections others miss. You understand truths that many cannot even imagine. This isn't arrogance. It's the natural result of doing the inner work that most avoid. Jung himself walked this path. In the second half of his life, he focused entirely on individuation, becoming whole by integrating all parts of the psyche, both light and shadow. He understood that this process naturally leads to fewer companions because you're no longer compatible with unconscious living. This growth isn't accidental. It's the result of your willingness to turn solitude into development. Where others see isolation and run from it, you've found a path to psychological wholeness. You're doing the sacred work that Jung believed was humanity's highest calling, becoming a complete, conscious individual. And here's the truth. The world desperately needs people like you. While many remain stuck in narrow, unconscious patterns, you continue to grow, transform, and evolve. You're answering the call to individuation, and that is the most courageous journey a human being can undertake. If this message resonates with you, if you recognize yourself in these 5 traits, then know this: you are not alone. Jung himself walked this path. He spent years in isolation, facing his own unconscious, doing the work that terrified him, and he emerged transformed with gifts that changed the world. You belong to those rare individuals who have answered the call to individuation. You've chosen conscious growth over social conformity. You've chosen depth over superficiality. You've chosen the difficult path of becoming whole rather than the easy path of remaining unconscious with the crowd. Jung said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." And that's exactly what you're doing, entering the cave, facing your shadows, retrieving the treasures hidden in your own depths. This is the hero's journey, and you're living it. Yes, the path of individuation can be lonely. Yes, it might mean fewer friends, less popularity, less external validation. But it also means something infinitely more valuable: becoming your true self. Living authentically. Achieving psychological wholeness. This isn't the end of your journey, it's just the beginning. Every moment of solitude is an opportunity to go deeper, to integrate more of yourself, to become more whole. Share this insight with others who may need to hear it. Give this video a like if it touched something real in you, and subscribe to the channel for more content that explores Jung's profound wisdom about the human psyche. Thank you for being here, for doing the work, for walking the path. And remember, the loneliest road often leads to the most extraordinary destination, your true self.